Hi, everyone out.
Ha.
Happy Halloween, everybody. It is Monday, October 31st, 2022. It is Halloween night. It is the Anything Goes vodcast. So doing it a little bit different tonight because unfortunately my net has decided to be a pain in the rear end. And so we're not doing this
Telling you.
live. But we are
I
doing
tried to
it
tell it to
pre-recorded.
stop cheating. I told it to stop cheating so many times, and it just wouldn't. It just wouldn't. We had to throw the
We
internet out
had
of
to,
here,
you had to
and
throw
we
it
had to
out.
record it. We have to record it, and it's gonna have to wait for the next match to come back when we upload it after
Mahky
we record
threw-
it. But the internet's out of here for
Mahky-
right now. I'm
Mahky
sorry.
threw-
I had to throw it out.
Exactly. Mahky threw it out, and then I busted it with the proton
Couldn't
pack.
take it anymore. Couldn't
Anyway.
take it anymore, man. There was stuff flying all over the place. We just had to throw it out and start fresh, and we're doing it this way.
That's
right. Now
right.
here.
That's right.
That's it.
And of course, as you know, this is the show where we talk about anything and everything that comes to our mind, save for politics, because that's taboo on this show. As you know, this is Halloween, so we're doing the whole costume bit. I'm dressed as Peter Venkman from the classic 1984 film Ghostbusters, one of my favorite films. And right next to me, and I'm pointing in the right direction this time, is my co-host, the Masshole, and 1/5 of the Dudes and Belts Wrestling Chatcast, aka Ref Mahky Pins.
That's me.
Happy Halloween, Mahky.
Happy Halloween, buddy. Absolutely fun to be here doing a show tonight. Was awesome seeing all the kids walking around. We had a bowling league in here. Our regular Monday night league did bowl. A few people showed up in costume. That was fun. My friend showed up as Freddy Krueger, and my buddy Michael Myers came in. This kid Mike, that is a good time. It's a really good time. So happy Halloween. And I got the gimmick on tonight. This is the closest I come to a costume because I do bowl in the league and I wasn't bowling a costume. So
Fair
we got it
enough.
on. So be careful. We're throwing all kinds of garbage out of here if we get any of that stuff.
And I got a proton pack. Mahky will throw you out. I will bust you because I got that proton pack sitting right over there. Anyway.
That's what I'm saying. That thing's a weapon. Be careful how you use that.
Yeah.
Be careful how you use that.
Yeah. That thing is dangerous.
Better not let me see it. I'm the ref here. Don't you use that on me. Don't even point it at me.
Plotting. Anyway, no. We're not. I wouldn't do that to my friend. By the way, how'd you do in the bowling tonight? How'd you do?
Actually, league went very well for me. I bowled well. My average is 112 on the paper in candlepin bowling, and I threw 113, 126, and 118.
Hey, not
So I
bad.
did good. It was fun. It's a fun league. It's mostly just a bunch of friends hanging out and we're just messing around and we're betting dollars on boxes and stuff. But you know, it's still good practice for the week. But yeah, no, Monday nights are a good time in here in the lanes. Mrs. Pins bowls along with a bunch of my other bowling buddies, some of the pros, some people that just like being in the same room as people having a good time. It's more of a fun league. The more serious league in here is on Tuesday nights, but Monday nights is usually a lot of in Bud Bellflower terms, there's a lot of horse cockery in the room.
Horse cockery.
Plenty of horse cockery, as Eyes would say. Yeah. He has to go up an octave.
Yes.
Every time he says it.
By the way, in
But
case
yeah, Mondays are a good time. Both good.
By the way, in case you're wondering what happened to the shirt, I was telling Mahky just before we went on, the thumbtack that held my picture frame, it broke. And luckily the pane, the little plastic part, it's plastic, it's not glass, so no harm done. So I'll find another tack, put it back up. But anyway, let's get started. We got a whole hour to talk. We got a whole hour to talk, and while you've got the gimmick on, let's talk about it. Monsters Ball, UFO Wrestling. That was last week. How did that go?
Yes, dude, it was a home game. It was here at, not exactly at the bowling alley, but next door is a bar called the Lafayette Club, like a local kind of like members bar, like a VFW type place, same locals all the time, good people. But up on top, there's a nice big function hall, and some of the fellas that I trained with, and including the promoter of the local place, that UFO Wrestling is actually based out of kind of right in and around like downtown Boston and just the surrounding cities, kind of where I grew up. I remember going to see UFO show long time ago, like just local, very much smaller on a local level than like even an RMP, something like that. They're much larger of a thing, but they were always fun and everything. Now training with them, it's cool. I got to bring one of their events here, and the guy had it upstairs. So we actually used the bowling alley as the locker room where the guys got changed because there wasn't a lot of room upstairs. probably had 60, 70 people that showed up for the show, and they were not disappointed. There was a lot of good action. There was, I think, 6 matches plus a huge, like 25-man battle royal at the end, and it was just, there was stuff flying. There were guys going through chairs. It was really, really fun. Some very good wrestling from some of these guys. I got to wrestle personally. The first, not wrestle, I'm sorry, referee. The first match I got to ref of the night. No. I did not wrestle on the show. I was available if there was another referee for the Battle Royal. I wouldn't have mind going in there and trying my luck in a home game and see what happens. Maybe get a knock or two to that asshole Bucka. Right to the head
sucks.
for all the stuff he's done to me. He was in that. And you know that guy Bucka ended up winning.
Oh,
that Battle
boo! Boo!
He won. It was a $500 winner-take-all Battle Royal. And Bucka won $500. He threw out my friend JJ. If you've watched the high-quality wrestling TikToks, JJ's the other young kid who has been reffing a lot too. Learning how to wrestle, but he likes to referee too. And they were the last two, and Bucka was just a dank and kicked him in the nuts and tossed. But anything goes. In one of those, me and the other kid that was a referee, Ref Ronnie, neither one of us could do anything. You can't say anything about kicking him in the Goonies. But no, the matches were very, very good. And there was no title changes. There was only one title on the card. The main event was the tag team titles up for grabs. My trainer, Bo Douglas, and his partner, the Reaper, I don't know his last name, but Steve was his first name. But everybody calls him the Rivah. They defended the tag and won, actually, against, yet again, Bucka and his brother Adam, the Red Apple. Them some bitches.
Yay!
But yeah, they lost in grand fashion. They cheated though. They got a couple over on me, man, and it bugged me. There was a couple times I had to keep Bo's partner, the Reaper, that guy Steve, out of the ring because he kept running in trying to make the save. And I gotta, you gotta be fair, right?
You gotta call it right down the middle.
They can't let him cheat. But every time I would try to back Steve off, they'd be cheating behind me. They're making fake tags when I wasn't listening. They got a couple over on me, but there was nothing I could do. Just nothing. But in the end, Bo wrestled a great match, fired up real huge, and they had firemen's carry power bombs, like dual, like in sync. Each guy did it to the other guy, and it was beautiful. Great way to end the match. I got to count to 3. It was my first title match I ever reffed, actually, so that was kind of a milestone. I'd never held the belts and reffed a title match up until that point.
I was about to ask, how is that feeling, getting the chance to hold those belts up in the air for a title match?
Like that is kind of a thing amongst refs, like how, and wrestlers have to earn their way up the line to earn title shots in whatever promotion. I don't care who you are, you have to earn the ref, like a little peer behind things, like for legit, like that's a thing amongst referees too. How consistent are you? How good are you? How's your count? Are you making sure you're calling it down the middle and stuff? And it's one of those things I've been working towards and wanted to really have a crack at and do well. And I think I did very well. I reffed a down the middle match and they trusted me to do the tag team title match, which was very cool. I got to raise the belts. I even got to throw out the manager in that match. He was a punk. Mrs. Pin's live stream matches, but he kept cheating. I gave him 3 strikes. On the 3rd strike, he was choking Bo in the corner. Like when I was pushing Steve away, but he didn't let go fast enough and I threw him out. So I got to throw a guy out. I got to ref my first title match. It was a great experience. Everybody who came was not disappointed. It was a very fun time. A lot of guys sold a bunch of merch and people had beers and had fun and everybody remembered the place. So go see your local wrestling. It doesn't have to be WWE. It doesn't have to be all the TV. You can have so much fun watching your local stuff anywhere else. Look in, find a Facebook page, Google local wrestling companies. Go.
Oh, hold on. There we go.
It's fun.
There we go. There we go. I thought my internet was dipping out again, but that's all right. But yeah, go support your local wrestling promotions.
It's so much fun. We're regular people doing it for real, having a good time, and putting on a good show. Please come and watch because we work hard too.
Absolutely.
I love refereeing. It's so much fun. It's so cool being in there with those guys. Mrs. Pin's live stream. The first match I got to referee was this kid his name is Ken Powers. local Boston boy here, against the man they call Sigma. No, was it Sigma? No, Slade. My Sigma's another friend I know. The man they call Slade is his whole moniker. Like, his name isn't just Slade. Like, you have to call him the man they call Slade, and I love it. Like, that's his whole gimmick. But they wrestled. You know, we say on the show sometimes it's big meaty men slapping meat.
Big meaty men slapping,
Like,
yeah.
the big boys throwing haymakers at it. Brumach versus Damon Ace. You know what I mean? Like, these big guys that just throw. Derek Stone versus the final boss. Them is big meaty men throwing meaty shots at each other. These two guys were throwing big meaty shots at each other. Me being 5 feet away, watching these guys just implode each other's chests and slams and everything. Man, these guys work hard. They work very, very hard to be as fit and as strong and as talented as they are. Go check out your local referee. And if you ever have the itch, find a school. There is a school somewhere where you can jump in and play in any regard. One of the most fun decisions I ever made. I recommend it to anybody that has the time and the passion to go and put some work in for a while. You'd be surprised what you can do.
I've actually thought about it. I've thought about wanting to become a wrestler, but you know, injuries and stuff, they happen all the time, and I'm kind of afraid that, you know, because you know how mom is. She's you know, I'm basically her baby. She doesn't want anything. She doesn't want anything wrong to happen to me.
I don't blame her either. As a parent, you don't want to see anything happen with your kids. But if you were to maybe lift weights and like have a regimen of like some fitness push-ups and things like that, you could make yourself stronger and more durable. That's the other half of the training that other people don't realize. When you do go for like wrestling training, it is like having a personal trainer at a gym, because we are still doing the push-ups, the sit-ups, all of the running drills, the cardio drills, along with learning how to do that stuff. So if you come in already very fit, you know, lifting weights and doing your push-ups and going for regular walks instead of sitting down and watching TV for an hour, go out and move your body for an hour. You know, you'd be surprised how quickly all of a sudden you start feeling more fit. You can take deeper breaths. It's a really good, then you may be more ready. But even still, the fitness aspect of it is paramount. Is very important.
Yeah.
Even if you don't want to wrestle, even just to feel good walking around life every day, do 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups every morning after you wake up.
Yeah.
Be surprised how quickly you start feeling good.
I thought about it being a wrestler, but nowadays I kind of want to either be a ref like you or Josh Spicer or Dewey Larson, or be a manager like a Coach Mack or a Preston or Salem Wolf. Because
that's where there's so many opportunities for people. If you have any personality, which you do, it's all it takes. And the will. A little personality and a will, you can pick something and go kick ass at it.
You definitely. I still have a long time to really consider it and everything. So
exactly, there's plenty of time, but it's always more fun to be doing something. See, I've been bowling my whole life, like in leagues, and after school I would go bowling all the time. I've literally loved it. It's not a gimmick in the least bit. Like, bowling has been my entire life. Grew up in a rough neighborhood. It kept me out of a lot of garbage when I was a kid, and it had me, you know, I was having fun doing something else. I would win some money here and there, you know, and start getting good. And I always did that for so long. I love it to my core. But you ever just do something, you just need a break? You've been playing the same game for weeks on PlayStation. You just need a break.
Right.
You need to put it down and kind of go experience something else and do something else.
Right.
Dudes and Belts and wrestling came along like right at the right time for me, with like bowling and doing other things like this. I love bowling. I love running the bowling alley, but it becomes to the point where I don't get a chance to miss her. I don't get a chance to not be here for like a week or two and not bowl for a week or two. Like, it just doesn't happen. It becomes more tedious of a situation. If you change up what you're doing every once in a while, you can learn to love something else, but at the same time, start to develop some fondness for what was getting boring after a little while. Wrestling came along at the perfect time for me. It's a great vessel to get a lot of personal stuff out, creativity out, fitness in, you know what I mean? Friendships in. You're in this brotherhood, sisterhood situation. It's a very cool culture to also be a part of, not just to be performing like out in front of people at like shows and stuff, but even at the training and the backs, you know, the being in locker rooms and things. It's a cool culture. Similar to the bowling culture that I know. There's friends and there's groups, and we see each other once a month or once every other month at tournament, much like, you know, wrestling shows where some people come in. It's a very similar culture, but it's
Mhm.
fun to put stripes on instead of a shirt that has pins and my name on it and I have to go throw 10 strings. I'd much rather count. I don't mind throwing the 10 strings. I love that stuff, but I also love yelling at the bad guy because he just won't stop. You know, he's got to stop listening to me. That's fun too. My kids get such a kick out of watching me do it. It's hilarious.
I kind of felt
It was cool.
I kind of felt a little bit of that. There was just. I kind of felt a little bit of that. I was about, Mahky, don't throw me out of my own. Don't throw me out of our show. Don't throw me out of our show.
Man. It's fun. Like, I'm a dad, right? I got 2 kids. I'm a dad. I'm a husband. Been my, you know, Miss Pins now almost 18 years. We haven't been married that long, but it doesn't matter. And I got 2 kids, and you know, it's fun to yell at these guys. I don't know how else to say it.
Especially when they're.
I have that like authority in them, and especially if they want to yell back, we can play. I got kids, dude. Kids will give me better answers than you'll ever give me right now. Stop pulling the rope. 1, 2. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I've
You won't
seen
get
it.
any You'll get no more ice cream after dinner. 3, 4. Like, it's fun.
I've seen it. What I mean, I've seen the video. I mean, when I watch you do your thing on the high quality wrestling, like I said, don't get when you're in the ring with Ref Mahky. Don't get him mad. Don't get him mad. Okay, you wouldn't like him when he's angry. I mean,
I take control of that ring. I don't care what they say. I take control of that ring because that match doesn't end until I go 1, 2, 3. So don't be cheating. Don't be a punk. But they're getting good at doing it when my back's turned. That's the hottest problem. And now that I'm on the inside and actually am a ref, I sympathize with all the refs that we've said are blind and they need 4 sets of glasses and stuff. I've started to keep my mouth shut. If you've noticed, when they do it to Spicer or when it happens on the show,
poor Spicer.
It happens to Spicer all the time. That poor bastard. I really like Spicer, but they just take advantage of him. I don't criticize him anymore. About
No.
Because
Glasses or no glasses, he's just being taken advantage of. He's taking it worse by J.K. Pop, to be frank.
Telling you, it's too bad. But I understand where you're coming from. As a ref, you're trying to keep the shenanigans to a minimum, but that's why these guys are bad guys, because not only are they good at wrestling and they're good at the holds and the moves and stuff, but they're also have impeccable timing, and they know when and where to start the horse cockery when the referee's back's turned and how long they have to hang. They're good. They remember and they get better and better. So we got to get better as the zebras, man, as the guys with the stripes, the guys that ring the bell. We got to get sharper too, but they got me a few times during the show, during that match. They got me a couple times. Like I said, my back turned. I was trying to keep control.
Yeah,
I
but
love my wife, Miss Pins, live streamed both of the matches that I did in some of the battle royals, so I got to go back and watch.
I got to watch that. You were so authoritative, and I love it. Love it.
Thank you. I know those guys, man. Bucker and Adam, I know them. I've trained with them. Like, it happens to be that we're on the same show. Like, okay, here it is for real, boys. You're gonna get it for real, but they remembered how I do things too. So they were smart. They were asses, but they were wicked smart. I gotta give them that. They were wicked smart.
One of these days they're gonna put. One of these days he's gonna push the wrong button, and yeah, I wouldn't. I would very much hate to see a very pissed off Mahky Pins in the ring. Just yeah.
And if Buck is watching this at any point, either now or later on YouTube, I still owe you one, pal. That one night we were doing the TikTok on high quality wrestling, and I was reffing the match, and I went to disqualify you. You grabbed me and clotheslined me out. I missed a week after that, didn't I? Yes, I did. I missed a week of training after that. He hurt me. I didn't say it out loud. I didn't make it a big deal, but he hurt me after that. I missed a week's worth of classes. He cost me money. So, Bucka, the American Standard Bucka, calls himself the American Standard.
Yeah, I'd like to call him something else.
Yeah. I owe you one. And that receipt is coming, good sir. I'm going to be back. I will be back on High Quality Wrestling. Probably the very close to the beginning of December, first, second week. I plan on making my return back. Things will go to the bowling alley, Buck. I'm coming. We're changing things. I've seen the chaos. Have you watched it, Hunter?
I've seen it. Yeah, I do. I mean, I gotta give it to the folks who are taking your place as referee, but honestly,
it's been chaos.
Yeah.
Between that kid Cam who's on there, the skinny kid. Barnaby's trying to fake like he's a referee. He's the biggest cheat out of all of them. He's the one leading the whole pack with the Buckers. It's been chaos, dude. I miss Bo. I miss Steve. He's been down there. I'm bringing this shirt back there. I'm going back.
Oh, I am excited.
I will be ready. I will be going back. Like I said, the lanes were good. Had to step aside in real life. For realsies. Mark had to step aside. The lanes needed some attending, and life is good now. Lanes are going good. Leagues are good.
King of the River's going well, I'm sure.
King of the River has been so much fun. Yep. Same knuckleheads, my friends, all my buds. Usual buds. We come in, we have a good time, messing with each other, bowling, side pools, good buddies, having a good time at a fun tournament. So they all love the belt. The belt is cool.
Yes.
It's a fun week-to-week thing, you know. It gets people coming because they want to win it too. So numbers have gone up, you know, in the tournament itself, which is good for the bowling alley itself. I appreciate all my.
Not to mention the folks who qualify. They want a piece of that jackpot. They want a piece of that high-low jackpot.
That's right. You get that shot at it. All you got to do is qualify.
That's
and
right.
These guys qualified. Jackpot's over $300 now. I give away 3/4 of it. So if somebody hits it,
that would be, let's see, 75. That'd be at least $225 to the winner if someone gets it.
Yep.
Quick math. I'm a math.
That's what we
whiz.
said. We were gonna do 225 to the winner. It was a little bit under 300, but after I counted the money that goes into it afterwards, there's a couple different little pieces of money that go into stake that pot. But at one point, somebody was gonna walk out with 225 if they hit it. And nobody hit it. The cash cab rolls on. So they come in. They want the belt. They want the money.
They want the money in the bank.
All you got to do is throw one good ball. For the high-low jack, you got to throw
for
a lot
the
of
high-low.
You
know what? When I get down to Riverwalk Lanes, I always mention if I make it to Riverwalk.
Someday, bro.
If I make it to Riverwalk, give me a shot at. I mean, it's probably not going to be for the jackpot. But give me a shot at that high. But give me a shot at that high-low.
Absolutely, yeah. It can't be for the jackpot. No. That's the tournament, but it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. I will rig up the machine to drop it each time you push the reset button to make the machine work. I can make the machine rig it so you can get as much practice on it as you want. You're welcome to bowl. You guys are welcome to bowl as much as you want. It'd be great if you ever got the chance to come up to New England, come up this way.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Definitely come up if you could.
I hope I get that chance.
I'm sure someday, dude. We're not going anywhere for a while. The dudes are going nowhere. Rocky Mountain Pro is going nowhere. We'll all still be buds for a very, very long time. So there's always a chance of everything.
Awesome.
So, yeah. It'd be great.
Shying away from... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to... On that quick surprise note, it was fun when Sprouty walked into the bowling alley here a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
One of the guys that works for RMP, not a wrestler. He's one of the camera guys. He usually does the hard cam, the main camera that sees the whole ring. He usually does those. He's an audio video guy. He's always worked in like clubs and things with cameras and lights and stuff. So he works for RMP, does a killer job. He happened to be in New England for a family member's wedding, stopped in the bowling alley, shocked the crap out of me. I was just sitting. He didn't tell me he was coming. He wanted the surprise, and he got it. I was just sitting in the office here. I was just going through Facebook. It was bored. There was really nobody here. So I was just farting around, and all of a sudden I hear like a knock on the counter out front, and I go out, and there's his face, Mahky.
That
So that
that
was fun.
probably
So, yeah, it'd be
that
great.
probably might be the same reaction if I ever get down there, because if we
Well,
get
very much so, dude. Yeah.
I just hope it happens. I'm still talking to Mom about it. We're still trying to get things. It's still a work in progress.
Somewhere, if you're ever coming anywhere near New England, we're less than an hour from Boston. North, like due north, but
Or maybe even better, you could drop by West Virginia. I'll show you around town, show you all the sights and sounds. We get to, get to hang around, get to do some stuff.
if I'm going that way again, but chances are I won't be road tripping anywhere for a while. Where we just did that Colorado trip.
That's right, for Milestone.
Oh, that was so much fun.
30 hours.
If 30 hours. Broken up into a few days. Like I said, we had the kids and a wicked, I mean, a wicked full car. There wasn't an air pocket in the back seat area with all of our luggage at all.
Wow.
We didn't have the biggest car. My wife has my wife has like a Nissan Rogue. No, it's a Tucson. Hyundai Tucson. So it's like the smaller SUV. And we crammed 4 people and enough clothes for 2 weeks in the back of that. It was a very cramped drive. But if we had a bigger vehicle, would have been the only way I would have said it could have been improved upon. So much fun. I've been waiting to do a long road trip like that my whole life. I love road trips. I love cars. Probably comes from we go to Canada a lot for bowling. Like we would drive to New Brunswick or Nova Scotia just because it's far closer enough to not worry about an expensive airplane ticket. Instead of going singly like that, you would get 4 or 5 people in a car and everybody would chip in for gas and everybody eats the cost equally instead of flying like that. Yes, it's like 10 hours to some places in Canada where we would bowl, but there's still the road trip element. Everybody's together, everybody's chilling, people are talking. My kids were playing cards in the backseat, watching videos on their phones. It was really fun. Saw the country. That's the coolest part. You see the country, seeing the mountains getting closer. The flatlands of the middle of the United States of America are awe-inspiring. If you're from the mountains, you're a West Virginia boy, right?
Right. Born and raised.
You live in hilly terrain. There's mountains, not far. You're in the Appalachians.
Right.
Here in New England too, it's not high, but we have our section of it. So there's still hills and mountains. You go out there and it's just flat for 100 miles in each direction. That doesn't exist here. The air was just, I can't describe it unless you've seen what that amazing flatland looks like. It was awe-inspiring. Just to drive the whole thing was very, very, very cool. So if anybody's ever been perched up wanting to do some huge once-in-a-lifetime road trip, but you doubt, no, just do it. Just do it once. Go to a place, go see a thing, and drive back home. At least once gas prices go back down. Because right now, holy crap.
Yeesh.
Actually, they were like this when we drove to Colorado too. They were up around $4 a gallon, $4.30 in some places. So that kind of sucked, but we didn't care. Didn't care. We planned for it. We brought money. It was money's made for spending, and that was the best thing. It was such a good thing to spend money on.
Exactly.
But next time, I'm flying. I'm not doing that again, though. We're not doing that ever again. Not doing that.
No. I being in a car with my family for 30 hours, that would probably drive me up a wall. I'm not. You have to be the calmest person on the face of the earth to go through that. I would be driven up an absolute wall.
That's it. The negatives, because there's a lot of negatives too about taking trips that long too, right? The negatives start to, be a lot of things that after a while you really don't want to deal with in those moments. And the one thing that made you kind of do it once was the fact that you said you never did it before. But once you've done one of these day-long road trips, you can't say that to yourself anymore. You've already done it. So I never have to do that again. That's fine. But
yes,
definitely I recommend a 12-hour, a 15-hour road trip to somebody. Drive to, like I said, you drive to Boston. You guys drive up to Boston instead of fly. For us, here it'd be to drive to Philly Philadelphia, which is like, 10, 12 hours. You'd be a little bit farther, but like drive to like Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Nice long drive. Actually, you're West Virginia. It'd be a little longer.
Yeah, it would probably
15,
be
15
15,
to
16
20.
hours, somewhere in there.
Something like that. Something like that.
But yeah, that would be nice. Just as long as they don't drive me up the wall, it'll be a-okay. It'll be just fine. Moving on. Let's talk about how our Halloween went, because it is Halloween. It is, as we're recording. We're not doing the live show tonight because my internet's being a pain, as we said at the top of the show. So we're doing a pre-recorded show. As we're recording, it is Halloween night. My Halloween was fantastic. I dressed up in this...
bro, tell me about it. You guys went out?
Yeah, dressed up in this Ghostbusters costume. I got the proton pack over there. It's starting to lose air, but that's okay, because after tonight I'm gonna put it back and put it away until next year. But we went out. We went for a nice Halloween walk, and everybody. It was in a local area in West Virginia, and everybody was coming out.
Cool.
Everybody was dressed up in costumes. I saw like a Woody and Jesse and Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story. I saw Terminator, Sonic the Hedgehog. Nice. I saw a banana. I think
peanut butter jelly time. It's peanut butter jelly time.
I think I saw a corn costume too. The It's Corn on TikTok. Yeah. I think that's becoming popular. I dressed up as Dr. Peter Venkman, Bill frickin' Murray from Ghostbusters. My mom dressed up as I think it was a Victorian princess goddess type. And my sister Madison dressed up as a deviless. And we had such an amazing time. We had a great time. It was a great opportunity to bond with family and a great time to bond with my sister. And we had such an incredible time. And I, for one, am so happy, despite the fact that early on my costume got completely drenched in the early rainstorm. Yeah, but by the time we made it, my costume had dried, and the rain had slacked off, and we had a marvelous time. And it was something that, especially considering last year's costume, Marty McFly was a major hit. This one was a major hit too. Although the one thing that really that I was kind of disappointed about was the fact that nobody turned to me and yelled, "Who you gonna call?" on the frickin'...
Really?
Nobody turned to me and yelled to me, "Who you gonna call?" But that's okay. That's okay.
I thought that was a rule on Halloween that you had to do that. I did it to a kid earlier today during the day. We went to go see my daughter's school costume parade. They still do that. She's in 5th grade. And like the whole school came out and all the kids walked around and stuff. And the first kid I saw that was dressed like a Ghostbuster, I yelled right at him, "Who are you gonna call?" And he said it,
Ghostbusters.
It was cool. I thought you had to. I thought it was like a legit rule.
Oh, well. But everybody enjoyed it. I complimented everybody's costumes. I got some candy. I already ate through the chocolates, the Reese's, the Twix, the Kit Kat. Still got some Starburst. I got a Dum Dum. I got some bubble gum. And I got a hand stamp. At least I didn't get a rock.
Rock?
Yeah.
Somebody gives a kid a rock on Halloween, they need to throw that rock back through their window.
Well, that's only if someone dresses up as Charlie Brown with the blanket with all the holes in it. Oh, that poor guy, that poor kid. How did you and the Pins family's Halloween go? I mean, you got your wife and Dami and Little Miss Pins. How did that all go?
Mm-hmm. No, everything ended up going well. Like I said, my wife and I were bowling in the league tonight here, because the lanes are still open. The business is still open. But no, her and I bowled. Brianna, my daughter, Miss Pins, she went out with a couple girls from school whose moms were taking them because those two girls live right near each other. But Brianna's best friends, like they're their own little fun little group. So they asked if they could come by and pick up Brianna to go trick-or-treating with them, and they would drop her back off at the house later when Melissa got home, so that was fine. And Dominic ended up going out with a few of his other friends, hopefully trick-or-treating and not doing stupid shit. Excuse me.
No, that's
Excuse me, but
okay. It's all
I
right.
remember. Yo, I was 13 too. Okay, I remember what toilet paper does to a tree and to a car, right? Like you did that stuff on Halloween. Hopefully, these kids aren't as stupid as we were. I hope he made better choices than that. I do trust my kid to make better choices.
Well, if he
But
TP'd a house or egged a car, you can always just throw him out. You got the ref shirt on, just throw him out.
I can honestly whoop his ass like right there. Like I can give him back a clothesline and nobody can say anything. He's my son, so. And he's almost bigger than me too. But no, I
Ooh.
wouldn't doubt if the kid went trick or treating. He probably put on his football uniform, his pads, and everything, and went as a football player, and probably walked around the neighborhood with a few of the kids, and definitely got some candy. Because honestly, I also remember when I was 13 and I loved eating candy. Halloween's like free candy night. Come on. You got to go get some candy somewhere. So they went out and did their thing with their friends and stuff. And they're getting older, man. Like, it's cool. I don't really feel like I have, even though my daughter's only 10. If anybody watching this knows what a 10-year-old daughter in 2022 was like, it's the way we were when we were 18, right? 18, 20, talking to their friends on the phone and knowing exactly what they got to do and, just grammatically sounding better than we do.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. It's very, very interesting. They're growing up way faster than we did.
Although in 2022, you can kind of replace the phone with like FaceTime or Discord or Skype or whatever.
Well, that's the thing. You know what I mean? They're using a lot of video chats and things, but it's not like they didn't talk on the phone. But what I mean is like they're doing all of that stuff that we didn't have until much, much later when we got, changed by technology. My generation is kind of like the last generation that remembers the no technology world. Like I'm only 40, I'm 41, but there wasn't AOL or a phone, even one of those old Nokia bricks until the early to mid 90s, like 1994, 1995.
Yeah.
So what is so very easily available now was not even a heard of thing back then. Society has definitely changed because of it. I'll definitely say that out loud. And it's naturally going to alter the way the kids grow up. They have far more information at their fingertips now. It's so much quicker, for the better or for the worse. That's up to the parents to make sure that they educate their kids and do the right thing. But when done the right way, your 10-year-old can act like she's 18.
Exactly.
But still be a very good and respectful young lady that makes good choices. And I love her face. And Brianna's the cutest thing. I love her so much.
Yeah.
And my son Dommy is growing up into an amazing young man. He's doing very well in life, doing good in school, having a good time on the football team. Like he's doing very well for me. I'm a real proud dad. Life has been very, very good. But if he went out egging tonight, I'm gonna whoop his ass. That's all I'm saying out loud. Okay.
You better be paying attention there, Dommy. If you're watching this, your dad's serious.
I know where you eat breakfast, guy. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay.
Yeah. My sisters can be a pain in the neck sometimes. I mean, they're about to turn 20 years old in a couple of months, and
Yep.
they still act sometimes like they're freaking 2 years old fighting.
Oh yeah. It's a thing. As we get a little more mature, family bonds kind of, stress life out a little extra than it really needs to be. Sometimes a lot of times family beefs are harder to deal with than ones with other people and other families. Sometimes beefs carry on. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that there is that at all, but extra family strife doesn't help. But kids, the brothers and sisters always bicker. My sisters still bicker. My sister Kristen's a year younger than me. My other sister Jacqueline's almost 8 years younger than me. It doesn't change much. We just get a little older and we argue a little different and learn to quit. Learn to quit.
Yeah.
Like in an argument, sometimes you just need to learn to quit. And just be like, this ain't working.
Yeah, I don't tolerate drama. Sometimes I'm stuck in the middle of it. But there you go. That's family life, I suppose.
Every once in a while, life throws you in the middle. You just got to cleverly sneak your way out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's half the fun. But, all things considered, I'm glad you had a good day. It's supposed to be a fun holiday. It's supposed to be a good time. Halloween is for the kids and even for the adults to cut loose and have a good time. Sometimes even the adults are getting treats too. Usually they come in little glass bottles, though. But
I asked my sister, did you want to, because she didn't get any candy. I asked, she didn't bring a bag or anything. I asked her if she wanted some of my candy. She said, "Nah, it's okay. You can have it. You can have it."
Oh, there you go. Haha, more for you.
More for
Excellent.
me. Although I had all, like I said, I had all the chocolates. All I've got left are like the fruity stuff and the gum. But that's okay. I like
That's all right.
Starburst. I
I
like
love
Starburst.
Starburst. Starbursts are really good.
Favorite
Really
flavor?
good. It is literally between lemon and cherry because I take a lemon and a cherry and I twist them together. And eat it
Oh, I love cherry, but I also love watermelon. Watermelon and cherry are my
Ooh.
go-tos.
like watermelon. I am not a watermelon guy. I don't like watermelon. Never liked the flavor of it. But anything cherry is primo. Like is my favorite in life. I have to say, either cherry or lemon. Any kind of like sweet candy like that.
Yeah.
I give all the watermelon stuff to Miss Spins and my daughter, and I give all the stuff to them. I give all that watermelon to them. They love it. And sour apple too. I'm not a sour apple.
No,
sour
no,
apple?
no, no, no.
No.
Sour apple, no. Banana, no. Lemon, no. I'm not really into the sour flavors. I like my cherries and my watermelons. I'm really, I even give me an orange or a grape. I'll be okay with those.
Yep. Actually, orange is personally my favorite popsicle. And I say it only popsicle because when I was a kid, it always seemed like every time I went to go get a box of popsicles, the only ones that was left, because you get a box that had like grape, cherry, and orange. And everybody would go for the grape and the cherry. Like I had a lot of cousins and stuff. And if we went somewhere, it seemed like I always only got the orange one. So now I just go for the orange one. But everything else is cherry. I don't know. It's weird. It's a popsicle thing. Anybody else have a popsicle thing?
I mean, I have a popsicle thing, but it's just cherries. I'm usually the guilty party when it comes to popsicles. I usually take all the cherries. I'm usually the guilty party.
Yep.
But hey,
Yep.
if you can't go for the cherries, what can you go for? Am I right?
That's what I'm saying. It is this. In my opinion, it's the supreme candy flavor. Besides chocolate, I don't mean chocolate in that regard. I mean like a fruit candy. Artificial made flavor. To me, cherry is number one.
Absolutely. I wholeheartedly agree.
That's
Cherry or
lemon in
bust?
second place. Cherry, then lemon, then whatever else candy you're gonna give me for free. You're gonna put some Skittles in my hand, fine. Okay, I gotta pay for it. I want cherry and lemon.
don't get a cavity. That's all.
Can we wrap up the show?
Sure. We're about 45 minutes in. That's fine. You got a text message from your wife?
I got a phone call.
Oh,
That I'd like
all
to,
right.
If we could wrap up the show, I need to call this person back real quick.
All right, that's fine.
I had a good time talking here. I lost track of time myself.
Hey, I do, before we do leave, I'm going to wrap up the show. I do want to get a photo op so I can post it on Twitter, of us in our costumes, and then I can post it on Twitter saying Happy Halloween. But
Absolutely,
sure,
dude.
Absolutely. That's
Just
going to
tell
do
me
it. Absolutely. That's going to do it for this week. We'll be back next week. I'm assuming you'll be back with us next week.
I'm gonna see what I can do about being here. Yeah. Next week's a very busy week for me, but I'll definitely let you know beforehand.
All right, thanks, Mahky.
We'll talk.
Don't forget Dudes and Belts, Reignited, Recharge, and the Wrestling Chadcast. That's on Rocky Mountain Pro's channel. You can find him on Instagram and Twitter at Mahky Pins with the Z, on Twitch with the S. And you can also follow him on Riverwalk Lanes' Facebook and Instagram. You can find me at HunterDylan95 on all the socials, YouTube and Twitch and Facebook and Instagram. I usually do 6 nights a week. This is only going to be my only day to do it because I'm kind of busy myself. But yeah. It's been a wonderful time with you. Thank you so much, Mahky, and thank you for deciding to dress up in your gimmick.
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween! Go ahead and throw this show out of here.
You and you and you, push that like button down there right now. Press the like. All right, now you're out of here.
You're out of here, and we're out of here. We'll see you next week for Anything Goes. Mahky Pins, I'm Hunter Dylan. We'll see you next week. Happy Halloween, everybody.